Hello, my name is Makoto Nomura. I am a composer and the director of creative participation of Japan Century Symphony Orchestra. My musical field is very diverse. According to my passport, I am a Japanese, but my musical nationality could be Indonesian, British, maybe Chinese, Italian, Brazilian, Moroccan, or perhaps Thai, because I have been influenced by music all over the world. Some of my music projects were quite experimental, such as music with animals, concert in a swimming pool, rooftop music, and so on. I believe music is like a bridge. Music can connect different things. Music can connect different sounds, different notes, different rhythms, different melodies, different instruments, different styles, different people, different cultures. I believe that combination of difference produces the beauty. That is why project I launched with JCSO were designed to connect with people who were not interested in symphony orchestra nor contemporary music. Here, I'm going to present practical examples how JCSO and I have explored and challenged musical pluralism in joyful creative ways. JCSO is a professional orchestra based in Osaka, and it is consisted of 50 musicians and 17 officers. It was totally funded by Osaka Prefecture government, but in 2010, Osaka government terminated the subsidies. Since 2011, this orchestra has been in financial difficulties. For example, in 2016, JCSO held 228 concerts in 1 year, but its annual finance was 300 million yen, about 2 million pounds, deficit budget. In 2014, Takuma Kakitsuka, a young, ambitious administrator of JCSO, came to me with a big passion. We decided to launch creative participatory programs to develop new musical fields for JCSO. This became a big revolution for JCSO. I set following 6 approaches for JCSO to connect with new music and new audience. Number 1, workshop orchestra with lots of deviation. Orchestra players are very flexible and good at following. That is why they are very suitable for creative music workshop. This is what I thought when I started working with JCSO. Orchestra players, especially tutti musicians, are absolutely specialists in following. They are always following, never leading. They are following the scores, following the conductor, following the concertmaster, and following their principal players. They are always following, always following. They are very flexible enough to follow conductor's intention through reading his facial expression. They can quickly understand the meaning of his button movement. So I gave them a special role, workshop followers. Actually, following is the most important job in my creative music workshop. Without too much planning in advance, flexibly, I open my mind to follow various ideas from participants in my workshop because I focus on individual personality and creativity. For example, one day, suddenly, we played Lego blocks to compose music from somebody's suggestion. Another day, somebody got the idea to invent a new language, from which we made new songs of imaginary ethnic music. Another day, we explored inside piano. Another day, we explored creative method of bowing of violin, and so on. So my workshop is unpredictable. I really enjoy how workshop participants deviate from conventional musical rules. Because they have little knowledge of music theory, their suggestion often leads me to a new musical discovery. We do not teach but learn together. For example, when Daisuke Kitaguchi, the principal cellist of JCSO, played the melody of White Swan by Son Sons, one of the participants said, I am so happy to hear Eric Satie. It was surprising that she did not distinguish Satie and chansons, but this gave me an idea to write a piece as an imaginary collaboration between Satie and chansons. Here is an audio example. JCSO players are perfect for my unpredictable workshops because they are very flexible and good at following. It is normally difficult to facilitate a big group in creative way without too much leading, with lot of deviation. But with several players from JCSO, I have managed to facilitate it for more than 50 people. It is like a complex of workshops, and I named this as Creative Workshop Orchestra. Number 2, improvisation, not only in workshop but also in concert. Even if JCSO players did not have experience for improvisation, I was sure that they should be a good improvisers because they were flexible and good at following. That was why we tried improvisation many times. At first, they were, of course, very nervous, but I encouraged them to follow and copy how workshop participants play. JCSO musicians were so brave to challenge it, and gradually felt more and more confidence in improvisation with lots of fun. Finally, they enjoy it very much. So now, not only the workshops, but also the concert by JCSO often include improvisation. Kazuyo Ogawa, a violinist of JCSO, did not have any experience of improvisation when she started joining my workshop in 2014, but in 3 years later, she successfully did a totally improvised concert with me. The concert program by Daisuke Kitaguchi, the principal cellist in JCSO, was a good example, which was consisted of Bach, Poulenc, improvisation, and my new composition. The program was like this. Number 3, non-Western music, exploration for inclusive symphony. The concept of symphony orchestra is changing from century to century. 19th century symphonies had more brass instruments than those of 18th century. Those in 20th century had more percussion instruments. How about symphonies in 21st century? Should have more non-Western folk instruments. Should be with electronics. Symphony orchestra in 21st century must be more inclusive than before. JCSO and I launched Shonai World Music Workshop Orchestra in collaboration with Osaka College of Music, non-profit organization Shonai Rec, and Toyonaka City local government. This orchestra includes not only Western instruments, but also non-Western instruments such as koto, shamisen, shakuhachi, sitar, gamelan, and so on. It also included historical instruments such as viola da gamba. In the workshops, participants explored either Western or Asian instruments which they had never played before. We explored very simple ways of playing from the scratch. As they were the beginners and didn't have enough musical skill to play fluently, they just concentrated on making simple rich sound or noise. I composed a new piece including such beginners' simple sounds and noise. It was amazing that they successfully performed those unfamiliar instruments on stage for Shonai World Music Festival with supportive accompaniment of professional musicians from JCSO and OCM. This project became a bridge between professional and amateur musicians as well as between East and West. Through these experiences, JCSO became more interested in non-Western music. I got more commissions to compose for combination of Western and non-Western instruments. For instance, Homage to Lou Harrison, Quartet for Violin and Balinese Gamelan, which was first performed in January 2018 and will be performed in November this year by Tomomi Iwasaki, a violinist of JCSO, and in March 2019 by Tatsunobu Goto, the concertmaster of JCSO with the gamelan group Gita Kunchana. Akiko Mori, a violist of JCSO, was really fascinated by Japanese traditional music through my workshops. JCSO is now planning to have a concert by her in collaboration with Atsushi Kikutake, a koto and shamisen master, which is going to happen in November 2018. Number 4, site-specific concert. Music is everywhere. Through working with me, JCSO is getting a reputation as a very open, unusual orchestra. Sometimes JCSO gets a strange job. For example, on 8th January 2018, noise from demolition and classical music at Maeda Cultural Housing was organized in a house under demolition. This concert was a collaboration between demolition noise by builders and instrumental sound by musicians from JCSO. Not only builders, but also musicians from JCSO put helmets on their heads and masks on their mouths. Kazuyo Ogawa, the violinist of JCSO, was so excited with this unusual experience because she had never played violin with helmets on. I hope JCSO will do more site-specific concerts like this. Number 5, with living composers, new collaborations. Workshop participants should be new audience. For each workshop, I wrote a new piece, which was performed by JCSO players. In each workshop, different members of JCSO participate. One day, we had a violin, trombone, and double bass, while another day, we had a viola, French horn, and percussion. So I have written many pieces in different strange combinations of instruments. For me, it was big pleasure to have a chance of performance of my new pieces. And for players, it was also big fun to play new pieces with the composer himself in the workshop situation. Then workshop participants really enjoyed these unusual experiences to share first performance of a living composer in such close distance. It was even more exciting if the piece was written based on musical ideas from the previous workshop. My piece, Miyamoki ho Apupo Gun Kamane, which was first performed in a cello recital by Daisuke Kitaguchi, principal cellist of JCSO, was composed based on ideas from the workshop for young unemployed people. It is true that orchestra players know more about Western dead composers rather than Japanese living composers. My role is to make a bridge between orchestra players and Japanese living composers. For example, we invited as a workshop advisor Jun Suzuki, who is also a keyboardist specializing in reggae music. Suzuki also wrote a new piece for Kitaguchi's cello recital. We also invited another unique composer, Kohei Kondo, as program advisor for our pre-concert talk. Kondo, who is a full-time businessman at a big advertising agency, is a Japanese equivalent of Charles Ives, and organized a series of half-an-hour casual lecture concert of collaboration between composer and JCSO players. Number 6, furthermore, our expanding field is not only music. In the Philosophy Cafe Orchestra with the philosopher Masaru Nishikawa, we had Philosophy Cafe workshop followed by music workshop. The work is a project to connect JCSO with Hello Life, which is a job placement service for unemployed young people. The project enables young people to engage and create music with orchestra members, leading to public performances so that they become integrated into society and gain confidence in themselves and fresh ideas for their career. Although we have explored various ways to expand the role of symphony orchestra, I'm sure there must be more fields we should try. To get more inspiration, we have tried several international exchange programs, such as Overture for Geo Opera in collaboration with Hugh Nankivell and Bournemouth Symphony Orchestra from UK, Living Home Orchestra with Manchester Camerata, which was a program for elderly people. Now we are planning a collaboration with Ningbo University in China in December and an inclusive dance music theater with 2 Japanese professional dancers, several performers from ID Art, inclusive art organization from Hong Kong next year. Let's find our way to the music in the future. We are ready to open our door to collaborate with you. Please give us more inspiration. Thank you very much.